Ivan, share with me and the beautiful people who you are, just all about you, firstly.
Amazing. Thank you, Lana. My name's Ivan Rose Potter, and yeah, I'm essentially a spiritual millionaire. I hit seven figures, which I was dreaming about. We had signed December 2021, and I had put this on my computer laptop screen. I said, I'm already a millionaire. And then I dated it. I put it 12/30/2021. And I know it wasn't December 30th that it hit, but 4 months after that, being in the lucid dreaming and lucid living and the Lucid Lab, that experience, I even got a yellow Chanel jacket to make sure that I'm in the high vibe of it. It's celebrating. That becomes an energetic reality April of 2022. It is August now, and we won a house, we won a car. I'm like, okay, let me get even more clear to it as well. It's like, it's been multi six-figure months, which was not a reality before. I thought it was a fluke. So it's been an energetic inner knowing and coming back home, Lana, where I said that I don't have to hide anymore from the world and the way that I dream and that I envision. I can fully settle and surrender into that experience, that what I say and what I call out in my dreams while I'm sleeping becomes a physical, direct, living reality while I'm waking. And I call it with you, it's like, instead of lucid living and lucid dreaming, it's just become lucid. And I actually know what that means and feels like for the first time in my life. And it feels like, I can breathe. Like, this feels normal now. I don't have to try hard to make $1 million business. It took less effort creating $1 million business than launching my first coaching business at 6 figures in 6 months, because I was doing things instead of just being.
Yeah.
And just getting into the hypnagogic and the hypnopompic state of, like, because I know we had our calls, and it's been a game changer, Lana. I will sleep an extra, I put 3 alarms, I'll sleep an extra 10 minutes. Like, Solomon will be calling in the other room and I'll be like, okay. And then, like, so the first alarm will go off. And then I get all of my downloads 10 minutes in. I'm seeing things happening in my day that I was dreaming about. I'm seeing it a week later. I'm seeing it a month later. It's like clockwork. And I'm able to actually tag and put down like data points in my dream world. Like, oh, this is why that character should appear. Oh, this is why they're wearing a certain color. And oh, this is why that cool little cute little minion came up and I started watching like Minions, the Rise of Gru, and I was like, oh wait, the minions showed up in my movie, in my own dream. And then they were like giving me money too. So it's just like really playful the way that our dreams work. And I don't ever have nightmares. That wasn't ever like in my world. I get really those crazy live action movie dreams that are like, wow, you're living and experiencing your life now, and it's been so exciting. Like, everything has changed. This would have taken me probably 10 years, Lana, to manifest.
I love that you emphasize how much fun it's been for you and like the magical parts of it, because I think there's this false stigma of, if you're creating a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business, a 10-figure business, you got to be someone who's up at 3 a.m., hitting the gym, working out. You've got your calendar full of all these things that you don't really want to do. And it's not like that. It doesn't have to be like that. And I love that for what you're sharing with your own students as well, and just the spiritual, manifesting, magical side of getting to run the business of your dreams on your terms.
I enrolled in the dream gym. That's what, like, when I enrolled with you, Lana, I was like, instead of going to the gym, I enrolled in the dream gym, because I'm like, I sleep anywhere from 6, 8, 10 hours a day if I've had an active day.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm being so productive with that time, because if not, it's like we live maybe about 20, 30 years of our life in the dreaming, sleeping state. I want to be able to match that frequency where I can tap into lucid dreaming so that I can experience it in my life lucidly and say, I'm not wasting any time. I'm excited when I go to sleep, actually.
The best workout scheme you can get going for yourself. Love it. And share what made you want to take this leap, and like, why were you interested in lucid dreaming and lucid living? What piqued your interest in that?
Yeah, I was questioning because I wasn't actually dreaming before we met, Lana. My dreams were so empty, and I'm like coming out of when I'm in my waking state, they would happen so fast that I would have time to write them down, to get a voice memo, to actually take the time to write it. But just having my dream journal close by, like right next to my bed, having my voice memo and messages there, I wanted to take, for me in this case, and it's different for everyone, of course, I get so much of my downloads 10 minutes right from the waking state, and just having an actual system to prioritize that time, I got so much out of it that instead of taking the 10 years that I set out, like I have it on my vision board, and we talked about my vision board being more active. You literally told me, you're like, Ivan, the way that you manifest, you need to make your 10-year visions into 10-month visions, and then your year visions into 1-month visions. And I did that. And it's been so fast. And it's been an accelerated rate where I'm not trying to dream. I'm not forcing myself to dream. I set the intention. I set the characters that I've already visited and have seen. And it's kind of like my point makers. They're like my data points that I can get data from and retrieve. And I'm a very, I'll say, I used to be very type A, so I would like be really on top of everything. You've given me a way to navigate my dreams where I can actually get data from them and then implement it physically into my life, so that my dream state isn't just me floating off in the astrals and projecting. I'm actually receiving information and data that I can use in my physical waking states. And then I'm actually seeing all of it become a lucid living experience rather than being two separate compartments. So I came to you because I said, I separated my dreams from my waking state. And I said, I want to merge. I want to feel like what it's like to merge both.
I love that so much. I'm all about that lucid living sauce and really taking the gold and the magic and the wisdom and the downloads and actually integrating them so that you're leveling up in your waking life as well, because we love that you're having these amazing experiences in your dreams, but obviously we want to experience them in the waking state with you. So I'm all about that. Exactly. What would you say have been some of your biggest results that you achieved with this practice in the waking state? And what are some of the overflows that you notice between the dream state and your waking state results?
I love it. I've been very clear about messages that I receive in my dreams, and also pinpointing them as well in my physical world, and letting those serve as anchors so that I can revisit them in my dream world if I want to expand and open it more too, and unpack it, versus it just saying, oh, it's just an angel message. Oh, it's just a sign. Oh, it's just a synchronicity. I'm like, I want it to be synchronistic. I want it to be selective. I want it to be direct. It's like, I actually have the tools to go into my dream and be like, today's going to be another lucid living lab. And I'm going here like it's an experiment, but I know the data, what I'm getting from the design of it, I can create. And this is so cool, actually. It's like a living, breathing dream system that's like, oh, I know exactly if I meet someone in my dreaming state, they're eventually going to show up in some way in my waking state. And I actually find it really humorous. I start laughing and giggling like hysterically when I'm like, ha ha ha, dreams, you're showing up now. I'm a great historian now, more than ever. And that has been the biggest shift, Lana, because I was never good at taking history. I'm like, I didn't like history class growing up, but now it's like, oh, this is the history I need to pay attention with.
Totally. I love that so much. Beautiful, amazing. What would you say to someone who's like curious about exploring lucid dreaming, lucid living practices, but they're on the fence, or they feel nervous about like diving into any of this kind of work or going at an accelerated rate, investing in themselves, their spiritual practices, that kind of person?
Yes. I always say that we are the greatest investment that we can ever make. And there's a really special ability when you invest in yourself, especially in your dreams. And it's so beautiful. It's like when you believe in those dreams and you invest in a frequency and a vibration that fills you, you are an energetic match in the things that you desire in the world, because you know that with your power, what you're investing and putting your energy in, those dreams become realized. And it actually creates it at an accelerated space where time begins to collapse and it merges. So my 10-year visions, it's like, nope, don't have to think of that anyway. I had a belief that it would take me 10 years to create something, but if I'm utilizing all the time I have, I can speed it up and let my team know all the way in every aspect. It's like, I can manifest in my dreams, I can manifest in my sleep, I can manifest in my waking state. It's really about, and I had this fear actually, Lana, I'm like, is it really possible for me to create and manifest in my dreams? Because I'm like, I can manifest in the physical world, but what happens if I manifest in the dream world? Will that change and will that affect the way that I'm currently living?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a negative backfire. It was actually like, I can breathe for the first time and say, oh, I don't have to do it that way anymore. Like, oh, it doesn't have to be like, you're going to love this, Lana. I spend 80% of my Pareto's principle in the dream state. And then I get 20% of my, I'm just literally showing up 20% in my waking state. I'm building 80% of the magic and input in my dream state. And it's producing 80% of the results in the living waking state. And I'm only showing up 20%, like 4 to 6 hours tops a day, like nothing more, nothing less. It's like, I get to be efficient with where I'm actually investing intentionally my time. Mm-hmm. This program has allowed me to give myself a container, a space where I can uncover those things that I think are limiting me in a safe community and space that says like, oh, I don't have to do it the old way anymore. I can do it in an accelerated rate and experience the lucidity between my dreaming and waking state, and then create these actions in this accelerated timeline that puts me in this, like, it's like a time machine, honestly. I feel like I'm talking to
more time, more energy, more clarity. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. So share with us, what are some of the things that we can be excited about for you? What's up and coming? What are you creating consciously in this reality now?
This is so beautiful. Okay. This is so beautiful. I actually haven't been able to celebrate this with anyone. Not even Solomon has heard these yet. So yes to 7 figures. We're headed into 8 figures in the next year and a half. And I'm really excited because it's global impact now instead of local impact, which I'm so excited about. We have clients in Europe, in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, in South America, in the States. So we've been expanding globally. This is without any paid ads. This is just from the dream state. I'm like, I set my intentions out and people come into my world and like, I had a dream about you. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I was talking to you in my dream. So I'm like, this is insane. How does this happen?
Lucid business cards are a thing.
Lucid business cards. Now we're talking. Yeah. I say our social media is the new business card, but I'm like, we have business cards actually up in the dream world. And I'm like, it's so smart. Lucid dream cards. That's so good. Lucid business cards. We are getting a house this year. We are relocating from Miami to Tulum, Mexico, and eventually in California. I retired my mom this year. She retired finally, which was so exciting. I was like, Mom, I'm going to retire first, and then you have to retire. And she's a nurse. She worked her whole life. I was like, Mom, you're retiring. So she retired August 1st. And I'll be traveling to Fiji. I have a retreat that I'm entering in that space too. I'm going to be co-facilitating. It's the Survivor Island that we're actually having the retreat on. It's so exciting. I'm launching a manifestation and mediumship program next year. I came out as the manifestation medium. And of course, I had to go into my dream state to relive and uncover. It's like, these are all of the keys. And like, I'm wearing one of the keys. So it's like these little Tiffany keys. And I unlocked doors. Yeah, we talked about it. It's like, yeah, I know what you mean now. I got the glasses too in the future home that we have. So I've been like having these physical objects as anchors in my waking world. And what's even more exciting, Lana, is we're going into press media, celebrity publicity, Forbes, Glamour, Vogue, New York Times, you name it. We're actually going into live stages, speaking opportunities. It's a lot. Like, I thought it would take me like 10 years, Lana. I'm like,
Like, it's now 10 minutes.
10 minutes. It literally feels like 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
I could not be more happy for you and for just everyone that has the blessing to connect with you, Solomon, Rain, the manifestation trinity that you guys are. It's just beautiful seeing what you're doing, the mission you're on, the way you're doing it, just sharing the dream, living lucidly, consciously connecting with people. That's what this is all about. So thank you for everything that you do. Any final message that you'd like to share with people who are watching?
Yeah. I love this. I say, making millions is simply you living out your lucid dreams that you always dreamed of as a child. And now you get to live it lucidly. Yeah, I just got chills. I got goosebumps.
Yay. Thanks so much, Ivan.
Thank you, Lana. Have an amazing anime-filled day and make magic everywhere. Yeah, thank you for celebrating. I was like, can we wear yellow today in your magic? So.
It's life-changing, both personally and professionally.
The process of really stepping into the next level of my entrepreneurship in ways that I hadn't even realized I was blocked, because the dream world reveals to you not only what's possible, but also what maybe is hidden.
But I've learned so much about how lucid dreams can benefit my future and my business, and it's been such an exciting adventure already, and I cannot wait to continue on.
I love the way she structured the course and how it's so clear and kind of step by step. So for a complete novice like me, who only really had a very vague idea of what lucid dreaming actually was, it felt really accessible.
I feel more focused on exactly where I want to go, and I am so grateful to be part of this course. It will change your life. It will change your mindset. It will give you tools you never knew you wanted. Like, it's seriously amazing.
But I have to say that Lana is an amazing teacher of the class, and I would suggest anybody taking it. It's definitely scholarly, like college level kind of course, and it's an 8-week program. So check it out.
Even if simply on a one-on-one basis in her dream coaching, I think that's extremely valuable.
If you are on the fence, if you are thinking about getting into your dream life, I suggest getting lucid with Lana.